Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Somebody Said TV. This is our season finale, not to be confused with series finale. But anyway, I'm your moderator, Kathia Devon, girl mom, career and lifestyle coach. Jena, tell the people who you are.
Hi guys, I'm Jena. I'm overdressed RVA, also known as the influencer, boy mom, the woman with 25 jobs this time. Like I just can't say no to people.
I'm Corey, Corey W. Boone on Instagram, and I am tired, as I'm sure you all are. So
that part. I'm Shalena, licensed psychologist by day, resident Philly Joan by night.
I like that. Well, this is what we are calling the election relief episode. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. We have our drinks here, and we advise you all to have your drinks too. I know a lot of you like to pour up with us, so whatever you're drinking on, let us see in the comments. I actually I'm drinking Uncle Nearest. For those of you who don't know, he's the black man who taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. Not just some ginger ale, but I will say this: this is a chill drink. This is not a shot drink. So
it's a drink. Yes.
Just in your cup.
This is what we it's a very simple go-to in my home. It's what we now call a bully. It is a low-calorie drink. It is Russian Standard and sugar-free Red Bull. Also a bully.
Yes, healthy drink.
I'm Cabernet Sauvignon. So.
Yes. So you all know I haven't been drinking much since I've been on my weight loss journey. And when I do drink, I'm just doing straight bourbon or whiskey. I'm so mad I haven't had Uncle Nearest yet because Kathia's been talking about it, her and our friend Brittany, for a while. But I'm having wine like Corey, a nice little white. It's called a Viognier. It's from a local winery. It's from a local winery in Virginia. Shout out to Virginia. But it's a nice mid-dry white. So that's what I'm sipping on.
Yeah, it's Viognier.
Very good.
All right. Well, shout out to everyone. Hey, Catherine. Y'all, Henry's birthday is this weekend, so
shut up, November, babies.
Happy birthday, Henry.
Birthday coming up too. You know, Scorpio season comes in heavy. Hey, Dominique and Dominique. He's sipping on Henny and red wine.
Yeah. Okay, double fisting.
All right. Well, let's go on and get into it. I know that, you know, like I said, this is the election relief episode, so we're going to have fun. But I know everybody is sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting to see when Nevada going to finish counting or when we're going to get these votes in from Pennsylvania and Georgia. So let's just go ahead and do a quick voter roll call. How did you all end up voting? I feel like everybody here did early vote.
I did.
Yeah, we did.
I voted early October with my mother-in-law, so 2 votes.
Yep.
Yes. Got that right out the way. It was a really easy process. I'll have to give it to them, and I hope that more people will decide to early vote and get involved with that in their state elections and elections to come.
I jumped back when Corey said easy because Kathia knows my first day of early voting in the Prince George's County, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Got there. I'm thinking, so I usually do early voting every time. And I go after work and I'm expected to be there a couple hours. But surely if I go at 7 a.m., I'll be in and out. No, I was in line for 3 hours and it was freezing. It was the first day of fall where it was freezing.
Oh, no.
I was there in Peachey County 3 times. And I will tell you this, it has never been less than 3 hours.
I thought going in the morning would have spared me. It did not. So I was there the first day of early voting here in Maryland. Stood there from 7:30 to about 10:30 a.m. Got my vote in and took myself home to thaw out.
So it looks like a lot of people did some early voting.
Anybody go on election day? Any of our co-hosts?
I did. In and out.
Oh,
Look, my vote counted first.
yeah.
No, but look, let me tell y'all about Dr. Hurd. So this is why I call her the princess of Frankfurt, because she literally carries the whole city on her back. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Philly unless I know Dr. Hurd, honey. I be like, Philly, what?
Listen, Shalena went on election day to volunteer in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where they are still counting these votes. It did not go home until 1:30 a.m. in the morning.
That part.
Tell us about that.
It was, so I knew I wanted to volunteer, and shout out to my good friend Marcy, who works for the federal government. When I told her, I said, I want to volunteer on election day, you know, what are some recommendations you would have of where I should go? She's like, you need to go to like those crucial states like a Virginia, or she's like, matter of fact, Pennsylvania, like go back home. Bet I got a couple of homeboys that work in local government. I hit them up. Hey, where do you need help? Literally got there the morning of, like, where do you need me? And I ended up at my elementary school and my middle school, which were voting places, which was really cool and nostalgic. And the place where I ended up serving the longest, my middle school, there was no organization. They had very little volunteers. I didn't have much experience volunteering in that capacity, but I just jumped in and I just asked where could I be of assistance and created some order to the chaos that was going on. And really, I think more than anything, tried to be encouraging to people. There were literally young people in there who were like, I've never voted before. I didn't plan on voting, but they kept on calling and texting me, talking about get out and vote, so I'm here. So when there were roadblocks, they were discouraged. I said, no, you got here. We're going to make sure you can vote. And I'm making calls. I'm talking to people. I'm figuring out, okay, if their name is on the list, what do we need to do? So it was amazing. I mean, it was sad. I was texting our friend Brittany, who helps with like voter issues. I'm like, well, what should I do if this is happening? And it was frustrating and draining, but so worth it. I'm so glad I did. And it empowers me and makes me feel very honored and grateful that I have the education I have and that I'm aware of these issues and that I can use like my power and my education to just encourage other people and educate other people. So I plan on doing it again.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, come on, political commentator. Go ahead and give us this brief check.
Oh, very brief. Very brief. Obviously, so the TV is on, and I'm literally watching to see if there's going to be breaking news. The president just gave a very false announcement about fraud in the election, so I'm just going to pass over that. But we know we are waiting for 5 states to give us, 4 or 5 states to give us information on their election. This process will not end soon. We'll just have to be patient on it. But I will say to everyone here watching, obviously this is a very anxious time for all of us, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen, waiting to see how this thing is going to go, and we're also going to wait to see how people are going to react to the final notice of somebody winning. It is thought that Joe Biden will win just by some of the states that are going for him, like Nevada and Arizona. But right now, we're just all kind of waiting. So I say first, please take care of yourself. That was a major thing I learned this week, of just taking care of myself. But secondly, I will also invite us all to check our privilege as we're having these conversations online.
Yep.
About what it means to vote and faith and Jesus and I'm okay, so y'all shouldn't be worried. Like there is a lot of that going on, a lot of opinions online, first of all, but you know, certainly I think people don't understand some of the anxiousness that a lot of people are feeling. I think one of the things that really came out of this election is, first of all, how divided we are. I certainly did not think the election would have been as close as it is. And that's actually disappointing to me. I mean, to know that there was an administration for 4 years that did a lot of things that I just don't personally agree with on a human rights level. And to see that, you know, people decided to vote for him using their pocketbooks or their supremacy. I don't know. There were nearly 70 million people who voted for the current administration, and I just have a problem with that. But neither here nor there. Check your privilege. Watch how you're having these conversations with people, but also take care of yourself. Step away. Take a break. delete the app, cut the TV off, read a book, talk to your kids, like do something outside of elections. And I'll just keep that on that.
Absolutely. I think, and I'll just say it since you didn't, my Christian friend, but I think I'm tired of the one that says, it don't matter what happens, or it's something like that. It doesn't matter what happens, and no, it's whatever happens.
Yeah.
Dot. And it's like, for me, that is just one, super dismissive, and two, it does, whatever happens, a lot of things are still in place. Like whatever happens, you're still talking about the police assaulting and killing people. You're still talking about dealing with COVID. You're still talking about immigrant families and detention centers. And it's like, it's not just, whatever happens. No, I think that this has been a year of learning for a lot of people. And one of the things that I am most happy about with this election so far is that in Georgia, they actually voted out the DA who mishandled the Ahmaud Arbery case. So I'm like, no, whatever happens, take everything that you're learning and do something. That's all that I'm saying.
I will quickly just jump in. I'm so sorry, Jenna. I just want to say that we have to take the positives. I love what you just said, Kathia. There are so many great things that have happened progressively. Last night, a Black Lives Matter activist from St. Louis, Missouri, Cori Bush, won her election. There have been so many great things, just like you said, Kathia. And we should also take those wins and consider them and appreciate them as well. Just to offset the disappointment that we may be feeling.
Yeah, I have to say, if nothing else, just even leading up to this election, with the things that have happened that have been so devastating, that have been so monumentally disappointing and life-changing, especially for people of color in this country, I can say that I appreciate my friends who are allies and who want to learn more and who want to have those difficult conversations and aren't afraid to say, I don't understand, please explain it to me. And so, if nothing else, the fact that the election is so close and the fact that that's, to me, is the most disappointing part of all of this. Like, to me, it looks to me like every other person on my street hates me. And like, statistically, if bare bones, if I look at it, that's the way that it looks, numbers wise. But if I dig deep and I look at the people in my life, the people that matter to me, if you didn't know, the people in my life who didn't know wanted to know. And once they knew better, they did better. And it doesn't take you, with a torch in the night, protesting every night. It takes you, having a different mindset, walking a different walk, talking a different talk, and being somebody who is aware. So the takeaway for me with all of this is that, yes, this is something that has been in our country for a very long time, but this is also something that has awakened a level of curiosity and a level of desire to change for a lot of people. So I'm grateful for that part of it. And I would also be grateful if Nevada counted a little bit faster. Because like it's Nevada, like I'm never gambling in a specific time zone in the United States. Again, like, why does it take you this long to count?
Part of me is not even mad at them. They like, y'all ain't gonna have me here overnight.
Right. I was say, I don't appreciate it.
I'm sorry, but keep jumping in.
I have a question about voting.
Yeah.
Why is it, and it's fine if you don't know, because I don't know. Why is it that states are not able to count the early votes before Election Day?
No, they are.
Some of them are.
A lot of them are. That is a law that the state has come up with. So several states prepared for what this is going to look like, during COVID season. They were trying to ask their state legislators, which were oftentimes majority Republican, to be able to allow them to start to process those votes so they can get the vote out early. And a lot of the legislators in those states block that. And to that point, I don't know what the federal government can do because elections are ran by the state. But I wish that there was some kind of reform or commit, like this really needs to be looked at because there should be no reason that states have to wait 1 week to be able to early vote. There should be no reason why there's only one polling place in huge precincts. There should be no reason why there's only one drop-off box for Dallas, or I'm sorry, Houston. Like, doesn't make any sense. Like there was
early Black city.
Yeah, there were so many ways that people went into, Republicans practiced voter suppression in these states. And I will have to be honest, that's one of the ways that they did it was pressing this vote. To then therefore say, if the announcements are delayed, then it's fraud because they're finding votes for Biden. Like it's all together. It's all
conspiracy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that question, Jena, too, because what I learned in my early voting experience, because I initially requested a mail-in ballot, and I remember you saying, take your mail-in ballot with you. I had mine in hand. I'm with it. I'm like, I got my mail-in, but I want to do it in person. They're like, okay, but you got to do a provisional vote and a provisional ballot, and then that won't be counted for a week after. Listen, once we verify that your mail-in ballot, I'm like, but I can give you my mail-in ballot. Like I can surrender. Like in Philly, we were just, as long as people surrendered it and they filled out a form, they could vote at the ballot. They could vote at the poll that day. But in Maryland, in Great Prince George's County, they made me fill out that good provisional. But I still felt better about that than dropping off at a box that could be torched or moved or some other foolishness. So
yeah, for me, it was the Philly experience. Like I surrendered my mail-in ballot. They like tore it up in front of me, threw it in the trash. I requested one from my mother-in-law. She tore it up. They tore it up, threw it in the trash, and we both stood beside each other at our boxes, and we voted, and we scanned it through the thing, and we were good to go. So for it to be like, even if it's managed at the state level, like simple things like that should be across the board.
It's correct. And it seems like, I think our friend Brittany had pointed out, it creates more work for the state and for our county in particular to do it the way they had me do it. So if I can surrender my ballot, then why not just let me vote with everyone else? So yeah, they're definitely, I think this has pointed out a number of issues with voting. So I hope we can definitely rectify that moving forward.
If I was there and somebody was like, we don't have your provisional ballot, I'd be like, spell it. Like,
I get that.
Hey, look, you're gonna go there.
What do you mean? I am here. You have ballot. There's a pile of them right here. Don't play with me.
No.
Give me my ballot before I know.
But you know what? I'm sorry because I know we probably need to move. But the other thing I learned through my Philly experience, again, just being very grateful and humbled about my humble beginnings and where I am now, that a lot of the volunteers were not well equipped. They weren't particularly educated about these things and were just lost. But what my friend educated me on is that these are the people who come out and show up and volunteer. The people who are educated or who are well-versed in politics, they're not trying to be here on election day doing this. So we appreciate the help we can get. So I would just encourage everybody, regardless of your background, if you can make time to volunteer on those things. Like it was a privilege that I could take off of work on election day and the day after to recover from this. You know what I mean? But not everyone can do that. And the people who are volunteering at these polls, they don't have the experience. They're not equipped. They don't know to ask certain questions or get additional information. So that was really eye-opening for me as well.
Well, do you have anything else for us, Dr. Hurd?
Yes, for take care of yourself. I mean, Corey was kind of touching on some things. I was like, yes, all the things. Take care of yourself, protect your time. I think in this time of anxiety and uncertainty with everything going on with the election and just the state of the world and our personal lives. I mean, our lives have not stopped just because all this is going on. We still managing virtual learning to my co-hosts that are parents and just day-to-day work. I work in a clinical setting, so managing that. So I think I thought about it in terms of like mind, body, spirit, like tips that I could give. And in terms of your mind, just like protecting your peace and reframing your thoughts, that like when negative things come up, kind of redirecting the energy and changing your thoughts to focus on things that are within your control. Because anxiety arises because we're thinking about the what if and what we can't control. And it serves you much better to focus on the things you can control, and you can control your thoughts. Body-wise, you can control the way you're eating. I know we want to binge and eat all the comfort foods and drink all the alcohol, but really taking care of yourself by what you're putting in your body. Look, as we sip, as the red cup goes up. But being in control of what we're putting in our body, moving as much as we can, exercise. And if you're an exercise person, making sure you get adequate rest. I know a lot of us were up really late, watching TV, texting each other. I'm in a million group chats. People will go all night. So making sure that we are getting some rest, we are recharging. And then in terms of spirit, I know Corey touched on not using religion to dismiss people's concern and their anxiety and how they're feeling about this. But for some people, that is a way they cope, by praying, by relying on their faith. So encouraging you to do that without dismissing others or forcing that on others. But if that's what helps you stay stable and helps you stay centered, praying, trusting that God is going to be God. If you're a believer, doing that. And then also, I think just in general, like pouring out into others and focusing on the things we can do and take control in this situation. So serving in my community is that for me. I know a bunch of us, we mentor folks, we share information. Corey is always giving a good word and just serving and advocating. So doing that as much as possible. And again, focusing on putting our energy into things we can control. So those are my tips. And I hope that we will get through this and be able to have some level of peace. Y'all have had a sense of peace today. Election day yesterday was really disruptive for me, but today I just woke up with a sense of peace. So I'm hoping that for everybody.
Well, thank you very much for that word, Dr. Hurd. Well, now it's time to have fun. And, we asked some of our friends here what they wanted to talk about. And that led me to somebody's daughter. We got somebody for y'all today. So did anybody, we're just coming off of Halloween, and there was a beautiful young woman who did the Beyonce tribute, the Halloween.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm dying to be her friend.
I know.
So a lot of people well, first of all, the question has always been like, how long does it take you to do something like this?
Okay.
I don't care.
As long as Beyonce makes the homecoming video.
And this is what the finished product was. Girl.
That was everything.
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Tell everybody who it is. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited.
Well, our somebody's daughter rather for you all today is the Tabria Major. That is the young woman who did do the Beeloween. So for those of you all who have not looked at it, definitely check out her Instagram. You'll notice that she has the whole IGTV for you, so you can get the full experience.
I have chills just thinking about it. She did it. She did it. She did what I want to do on my best day.
Yeah.
It yet. Oh my God. Everything. Just everything. And it could have been Rihanna. It could have been whoever she picked, she perfected. There's no better tribute. There's one Halloween hands down. And I always feel like I do a good job, but
she did that.
Absolutely. So shout out to Tabria Majors, y'all. And next up, we actually have a Battle of the Browns for you all.
My favorite part of the show.
Favorite part.
So this one is I have a little surprise up my sleeve with, but this was in response to, I think, our last episode. People, they kind of questioned some of the choices that we made for Battle of the Browns.
I said
Who has said that?
I said
one of my favorite cousins, girl. They thought that we were being shady. So I have a special Battle of the Browns for you all, because I just want you all to be clear that anybody can get it.
Mm-hmm.
So today's Battle of the Browns
Just so
Oh,
you never shared these.
Very own. Our very own.
listen, sometime last year,
Remember this.
I got caught in the same pants as another beautiful brown woman. And like I like to say, listen, this is about styling, y'all. So be nice. I'm y'all friend.
Kathia, you already know you and I have discussed this.
No, but listen, okay. Well, first of all, Jena, go ahead and set it up. Tell the people what we got on.
Okay,
Yes.
so in one instance, we have a beautiful brown skin scholar and mother and wife on the left in a perfectly fit bodysuit, swimsuit, not really sure, but it works, with some cream lace beach pants that come from one of my favorite online shops that I'm not going to share because y'all not going to look like me. Y'all not going to buy my stuff. But that is our moderator, Miss Kathia, on the left, in some cream lace beach pants and a white swimsuit. On the right, we have the beautiful, one of my favorite housewives, Miss Robin Dixon, in the same cream lace pants with it looks like a very flattering one-piece bathing suit. I'm a mother with stretch marks, so I love a one-piece. And it is embellished and a little bit beaded to as far as I remember, but you can't really see that kind of detail, but you get the gist of it. It's a square neck swimsuit that is 2 colors, so it's a cream and black. So you have a little bit more of a monochromatic look on the left and a little bit more of a contrasting look on the right, but 2 amazing bodies that could rock anything, in my opinion. So that's where we're at with our battle of the beautiful browns.
Yes, and the comments are popping.
Well, thank you for that, Jena, that nice overview. And Corey always wants to know where everybody is.
Where are y'all going? That's all.
For the drunken love video. This is what it's giving me.
I was at a beach party in Cancun, and Robin is at a resort in the Caymans.
How you know where Robin is?
Because it was on the
season. I was about to say, I watched the show.
I don't remember her wearing this in the
Okay, and to add another detail that I think deserves mentioning, Kathia was in Cancun for an event. Like, she was there for a wedding. And so this was, in my opinion, very fitting. Like, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Like, no, the bride will deal.
This was, you wore this to the wedding, or was this?
No,
it was an all-white party that they had after.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, we all know my vote, right?
You might be partial.
I am not. I love Robin Dixon. But I like when a look is well put together, and my vote is for our beautiful brown skin girl on the left, Miss Kathia Devon.
Thanks.
Yeah, I concur. I love, and also I know sometimes we talk about the posing and just a good picture. It's just a good picture of Kathia.
The hair like she's 5'9" in this picture.
Right. The face, the hair blowing over the face, the curve.
The light a little left leg, just a little
side, just a little
where
hip.
is this light coming from? Like, how many iPhones
Right.
like this?
Right.
Like, this is a thoughtful look.
And no shade, because I love Robin. I see a couple people in the comments saying she's one of their favorite housewives too. I love Robin as well. But her top is giving me a little maitre d' look, like on a cruise ship. Like, I feel like it's something like, I don't know. The top just, I'm not a fan of her bodysuit. It just seemed like something that people wear as a costume. It's not giving me style.
It gives me a bandana look.
That
It gives me a bandana look, and that I feel like is a little bit conflicting with a lace, sheer, like delicate kind of pant. And that's where I got lost on it. But this was one of Robin's early looks with short hair, and that was when she was early vegan. And so her body's amazing. I think that she's beautiful. And I think that this was a point where she was really, really, really like in her zone, like taking care of herself and like trying new things. So I give credit where credit is due. Without the pants, that bathing suit would have been everything.
I'm sorry I bust that while you were talking, Jena. It was not you. I'm in the comments. Somebody talking about, I think this is Jay, our girl Jay, that her daughter thought that Robin was Ellen with that shortcut. She said,
Oh my God.
wow, I'm sorry.
No.
A lot of people saying they did not like shortcut. I like Robin's shortcut.
Oh.
I like the bob, but first of all, no, Corey, you go. Did you get to do your your review?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you know who I'm gonna pick. I will have to say though, honestly, I did like. I'm a very simple person when it comes to clothes. So I really like the tones that were matched. There wasn't a whole lot going on. It was very nice, classic tones that you had on. So I really did like that.
Love a good neutral.
So,
girl, just make it flow. It just needs to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks everybody for the love or whatnot. I actually, so when I was looking at me and Robin's pictures or whatnot, because we saw it some time ago. I feel like we wore it around the same time, but the show hadn't actually aired yet. And at first I was like, oh, this is a hands down right here. Like I was feeling good about it. But when I looked back, I said, I actually like that picture of her, Jena, in the outfit. It looked better than the ones that we saw before because she was with the
definitely.
Yeah, and it didn't give the full look of like her outfit. So,
Yeah,
but once I saw it just her, once I saw it just her, I was like, oh, I see what she was doing here. That was cute, but I did try to, as Jena says, let the pants live. So that's what happened.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
All right,
like those pants are a statement, honey. You gotta do right by them. Let them.
I'm ready to give me some. Look, I'm showing out next summer. I'm working on my summer body right now. I'm coming. I'm gonna be in a bread or water browns with Kathia.
Listen, I'll tell you where it's at since somebody's not shared info tonight.
Public. That's offline. That's offline.
I'm not sorry, I'm not. But Shalena, you can get it though. I got you.
Thank you, bro.
But yeah, thanks again, fam, for the love. Y'all make a girl feel good. Happy Thursday.
You make me feel like
anyway. So let me ask this. Let me bring this question to the room. The other thing that people have brought to us is the whole Jaguar Wright versus everybody. And I feel like I need the highlights because I don't even know what's going on for real. Like I feel like I know like maybe two things that she said, and I'm kind of lost. But friends, co-hosts, let us know. Is this something that y'all want to touch on? I think Shalena probably had more than us from our good girlfriend Rashida.
Rashida then pulled me into the Jaguar saga. Jaguars on drugs. Dominique, I agree. She gives me manic or possibly drugs or both. Jaguar's a fellow Philly boy, so only so much dragging I would ever do. No matter what Meek do, I'm only gonna drag him but so much because he's from Philly. Jaguar is the same thing. But Jaguar, within this year, I think, probably the top of this year, started doing a bunch of Instagram lives and interviews, airing out all the tea from when she was in the industry. If you don't know Jaguar Wright, she was an R&B singer. She was affiliated with The Roots. She did if you ever watched Jay-Z's Unplugged that was on MTV, she did all the live vocals for his songs for Unplugged. And yeah, I don't know what got her activated, but she has just, I think one of the biggest headlines that came out was referring to Common, that her and Common had some dealings. And she fell asleep somewhere with him and woke up and his penis was near her mouth. And he was trying to put his penis in her mouth. And she acknowledged that she's a rape survivor. So she knew how to kind of navigate that, but was very, very taken aback by that. And the Common we know is we have no idea essentially. So that kind of was like the biggest one. And then I got roped into a 3-hour interview of hers. I only got through about 2 hours of it. But she was, airing. I mean, y'all probably seen the headlines about Mary J. Blige, her calling out Mary J. Blige for being a lesbian. She had some stories about Puff Daddy and some things that he would do in his office. Just the industry in general. She's actually working on a documentary to expose how sex and sexual assault and exploitation is used in the music industry. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind, but she's working on this documentary, but they saying they might kill Jaguar before she gets this documentary.
Oh no! Oh my!
Who said that?
They have said that, and she said it on some of her interviews. Like, y'all better hope I can get this done before they kill me, because the way she's just airing things out, if there are certain things people don't want to get out, people disappear when they start sharing information we're not supposed to have access to. So I don't know what y'all think about. I know. Yes. So yeah, I think that she definitely seems like she's manic in the ranting and the raving. She's obviously hurt, and I think that when there's smoke, there's fire. So I think there's some truth to some of her stories. I just wonder what her intention is, and yeah, like what led you to this point? Like what made you come out now? You were in the industry 20 years ago, so why sit on this information and decide 2020 in the middle of a pandemic, I'm airing them all out?
You're bored.
Well, Amy J asked, is it wrong that she believes her tea? So I think, Shalena, you said it, and I'll say it too. Some of the things I do believe that she's telling the truth on, especially if she's talking about herself. Now, when she starts talking about other people, that's a bit much.
She put herself in the stories. Rashida's chiming in. That's the one that roped me into this whole Jaguar.
Oh, yeah. Rashida roped them in as well. But no, I do want to point out, someone mentioned that she's a great singer and they saw her on Unplug. Yes, beautiful voice. Oh, that's going back to Death Threat. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think people are very much so familiar with Jaguar, but it's like now her story has become this like tell-all kind of gossip video.
Yeah, I will have to say, I'm reading some of the comments. Nelson,
no, I'm in these comments heavy. I'm sorry.
What are y'all going through? Because like that's what it was for me too. I didn't see that.
Oh, you did not see that.
Where was she at to get her card declined?
If I was alive.
Why were you trying to lie? Like,
come on, Jaguar.
I can't. See, this is what.
Yeah,
we gotta do that.
They do believe a lot of the things she said about the industry. I mean, we've heard some of these stories and rumblings about a lot of these people and some of these things going down, how they haze artists and yeah.
I think the sad thing is what her attempt to do is actually very noble. To talk about sexual assault and sexual abuse, pedophilia in the music industry, I think is hugely important. I don't know if you all remember, but the manager of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys found out after he died that he had issues and things going on. I mean, there's conversations about some of your favorite artists who I will not name here in this box.
Don't do it.
I won't do it today. But so what I will say though is it's clear that there are some issues in the industry, and I think that they need to be uncovered. The struggle that I'm having with though is that Jaguar is she did a Quincy Jones, like tea, especially when the tea is like harmful or like their stuff to own. Like she noted an allegation about Tevin Campbell and Quincy Jones.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't fair.
Yeah, Tevin suing her for that.
I agree with Kathia. It was like when you talk about yourself, that's your business to put out as you want. But if you are talking about other people and other experiences that are not your own, that you've heard about or that you claim to know, like that's where I leave you. Like somebody said it, but I'm not repeating it. I don't like it. It's very and to Kathia's point about if it's your experience, like it gave me Superhead vibes, which I read the book. I did long before I was old enough that I should have. But I read the book, and it wasn't damaging to anyone. It was just,
and it was her story.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
on her experience. Like I ain't heard what's our girl Zola talk about another weekend in Miami because she ain't do it again.
Mm-mm.
Very true. Still waiting on the Zola movie.
Yes, we
I
are.
watched that before I watched this documentary. I know that. That's one thing for sure. Two things for certain. I'm not watching this.
Oh my.
I'm good. And I love
Somebody said she was a credible source. So my question is, why is Jaguar Wright not a credible source? Versus
you're talking about other people. It's one thing if you talk about your own experience. Superhead talked about her own experiences.
Could Jaguar argue that because she was in the room, she was in these circles, it was part of her experience, though?
That I don't. The thing of it is that it's not whether or not she's believable or whether or not it's true. The problem is it's not your place.
That's that. Yeah, I would agree with that. She may be.
like we're talking about the issue, like the incident with her in Common. Like
that's
what happened to you. That is your experience, but I think you calling out other people's sexuality for whatever reason. Again, I didn't see the 3-hour videos, but that's where it gets like.
Sorry,
and the Mary J. Blige allegation too was also followed by, but do you write your own stuff, Mary? But do you like? It started to have this tone of like, come on now.
Like
why you coming for this?
You're saying is damaging. Like I haven't heard you say many nice things about anybody. Like it's not like this person looked out for you.
Let me stop you there, Jena.
Huh? Please tell me.
She talked at length. When you say she didn't say positive things about anyone, let me stop you there. She talked at length about her love affair with Cat Williams. I mean, when they brought up Cat Williams, she stopped and talked about him being the love of her life. Like it was nobody's business. It was like a fairy tale the way she talked about Cat.
Well, God bless her. And
God was so protective of secrets regarding him or speaking up on his drug use. I will not. That she said that's not my story to tell.
Oh, really?
She stopped right there. She would not defame her beloved Cat Williams.
Oh,
and I left you before that started for reasons exactly like that. Like nothing about that surprises me. I'm not going to talk badly about the people that I like, but the people that can get it can get it. How old are you?
I like that she said that, my girl Erica made a song about her. That might be bigger, but I still get. Listen, that's a jam. That was good information.
Yep.
Oh, somebody pray for Jaguar.
Let's just lift her up. Put her on the prayer list, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, while we're praying for Jaguar Wright, there is somebody else that we need to pray for. And this brings us to the Somebody Loves You section. And y'all know here, this is where we like to coach over cancel. And as the good book says for the Christians in the room, you love somebody, you correct them. And today, oh my goodness, speaking of drug use, Lord have mercy. Wendy Williams.
I should laugh. I should not laugh.
Yeah, what was that last one?
But your intro was hilarious.
The connection.
Drug use.
I did not mean to do
Corey,
that.
Can you please sing and get us back on track?
Please do.
Yeah, reverse the intro on that.
Hit it for us, Corey.
Somebody loves you, baby.
Come on.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Somebody loves you, baby. And you know who it is.
Corey, last week you cheated us.
Little snippet.
Little smidget. I wasn't ready. But who wants to start off with Miss Wendy Williams? I know recently with her shows, she has shown some very disturbing behavior. And we've seen this happen with Wendy before. It's almost like she goes through spells Some people feel like she relapsed. We all know that she does have certain health concerns, but it's been put out there that the staff, they're starting to get concerned about her, about the show. And despite her health, for whatever reason, she just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to say that I'm nervous if she were to. I think it would be great if she took a break, but I'm nervous if she stops the show, as I think that some people have suggested. That will only lead her on a further path. I think that the show may be her life saver to not be focused on some of the things that she's having issues with, because the little bit that I do understand about addiction, when you can be functional in it, but when you are alone with your thoughts, and when you're alone with your thoughts and you have nothing else to take your mind off those thoughts, you're moving and being productive throughout the day, I think it can only continue to spiral worse. So I would say that I hope that she does all the things that she needs to do. I mean, I would think that she has some of the resources, but I wouldn't necessarily know. But I do hope that she takes care of herself, because I just remember her crying so deeply about when Whitney Houston passed.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of revealed some things about that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been open about her past drug use. So we know she has a history of using cocaine for sure, recreationally, and then becoming dependent on it. And then that Whitney death, I think, brought that up for her and made her talk about it at length. So, yeah.
I know Wendy Williams since she was on WBLS 107.5 in New York.
Come on now. Humble beginnings.
Like late night. So I've heard Wendy Williams since I was a little girl. I don't know this woman that is on television dragging celebrities and pseudo celebrities and putting people's business out there. When we talk about addiction, it's not necessarily just substance abuse for her. I think that the problem is also that she also has an addiction to her platform, like where you are now and what you've grown to be is very, it's commendable, and I think that you've developed you've earned an extremely recognizable household name for yourself. But if you do have a problem that is affecting another part of you that is so much a part of you, something has to give. And I feel like it's if you really start to look at like the downfall or how we got to where we are, you started dragging people a lot more often, and being a lot more, candid about personal things with people that could, with your platform, could potentially affect their lives. And at the end of the day, whether it was true or not, you take that platform and you do what you want with it. But I feel like there's always, every action has a reaction. So if you're at a place where you're doing these things and this is the reaction and this is the way that you react to those things, then something has to there's a fix that's needed somewhere. You either have to revamp what you're doing on your show if you want to keep it and find a better, newer way to make it a healthy working environment or a healthy career environment for you, or you have to get personal help. And that's my take. I'm gonna pray for Wendy. I don't think that this is the end for her, but I do think that this is a downward spiral. Like, she's spiraling, and it's scary to watch on a day in, day out basis or read about on social media and things like that. And it's affecting other people and their livelihoods and their lives. So that's my take on Wendy. I love you, girl, but I'm gonna pray for you because it's
added to the prayer list.
It's getting to it's getting destructive on a lot of different levels, and you start with you. So if you're self-destructing, hurt people. So
I don't think it's a coincidence that her personal life started to crumble or has, had these kind of cracks, given what she does. Like, to Jena's point, I think what you put out into the universe comes back to you at some point. Certainly does not mean that I wish this on anybody, what she's experiencing. She's obviously in a lot of pain. And as much as Wendy talks and has shared personal stories, because I used to follow her pretty closely, I recall her talking about her drug addiction, and I feel like she just kicked it cold turkey, but never really got to the root of what led to her addiction. So I would love to hear her talk about really taking time to really, I don't know if she's ever done any type of therapy or has invested in just like mentally getting herself back to it. Because whatever is at the root of her having her show focused on dragging people and airing people's dirty laundry and whatever feeds this need for attention. I know Raven has said, you know, she likes attention. She doesn't want to lose her spot. All those things are rooted in something. It seems like there may be some trauma. I mean, I ain't gonna go into analyzing the moon, but I really hope that if she does take some time, she should. It should be a non-negotiable at this point. That she really does some healing beyond just trying to keep the drug habit, but just really trying to see what's at the root of everything she's done with her career up until this point.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing a lot of comments about the show possibly being over, and maybe I'm not sure. I know at one point they were talking about, I think, Jerry O'Connell placing her with some show. But I think one of the things that stand out to Wendy about me, like that stand out about Wendy to me, like from what Jena was talking about, her dragging people, I think that she projects a lot. So one was she's very hard on women in relationships, and she has had a lot to say about women being in relationships, staying in relationships, being married, being cheated on, what she would do. She's I got a ring kind of girl, throw it in your face. Yeah. And she's done a lot of that. And unfortunately, we have seen her relationship unravel. And honestly, in addition to that, we found out that she was putting up with a whole lot of nonsense. The other thing is that recently I've noticed, specifically when it comes to her talking about some of the housewives, she's always in their pocket. So it was like with me, she said something about her having to do this her having to be on Housewives. Basically, where does her money come from? With Cynthia Bailey, she's questioning how she can afford such a wedding. And I'm kind of thinking now, Wendy, is this you being more so concerned about your own, like you have your own financial concerns versus this really being about like you judging them? Because at the end of the day, yeah, you can have an opinion, but if it's not really rooted in anything, like there's no reason for us to think that, you know, Cynthia and Mike can't do this wedding.
Right.
You know, like we haven't seen that Nene has filed for bankruptcy or unemployment since this whole Housewives fiasco. So I think a lot of times she's just super judgmental and hard on people. And unfortunately, these things play out in her own life. So to Shalena's point, it might help to, you know, put some better things out into the universe. Be a little bit more gentle, be a little bit more kind when you're looking at other people dealing with their issues.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree more. We know that when you judge others, that same judgment comes back to you. So that's a very, you said that perfectly.
Well, I'm gonna leave Wendy with Rashida when I'm alone in my room. Basically, Wendy needs love, y'all.
She does.
Yeah.
No?
Please, somebody give her some love. Yeah.
She is. Well, as always, we never like to end on a bad note. So we're here at the Are You That Somebody? And that's where we like to shout out dope people doing dope things. And today I get to shout out my girl Giselle from Bella Canvas Beauty. And okay, so the thing about Bella Canvas Beauty Girl is that she does it all. Hair, makeup, braids, extensions, whatever you can think of. And she does these really cute, you know how you like to look at the videos of the girls getting dressed with the music and stuff like that. So she does those videos. They're really, really fun. But my favorite things that she does is that she has her own line of products that she makes right out of her home in Brooklyn, New York. And here is the Stay Supple Gloss. I love it. Again, this is homemade. It's vegan. It's cruelty-free. I have a 3-year-old. She glosses up all day with this. And then she has this lip scrub. Wonderful smell.
I love a good lip scrub.
Yes, and listen, I didn't even know that I needed it. Like,
Right? It's one of them things you don't know you need until you have it.
yes, I put it on right
What does it do?
before the shower.
Wow, what does it do?
Exfoliate your lips.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
such a man. What does it do?
Yes.
I couldn't tell you.
So
I'm invited to some things, but I don't understand all things. So
no, your lips feel super soft afterwards. Very, very affordable. So y'all check out Bella Canvas Beauty on Instagram.
When this weather changing, that lip scrub is calling my name.
Yes, and these are great stocking stuffers. You know, Christmas is coming up.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one too.
A little bit of stocking stuff.
Absolutely. Well, friends, do we have anything else before we get out of here today?
Man, I just want to thank y'all.
yeah.
Like, this is our season finale. Like, we got to come back with something, but this has been such a cool ride. Like, thank you, Kathia, for bringing us all together.
Yes, shout out to Plug.
Man, like, you the plug, you the source, you my best friend. Like, I said it on, like, the 87 drafts of videos that I sent you. Never made the final cut. But this has been amazing. And I love the energy that we have together, and I hope that season 2 just brings something even, more elevated and just a even better time. But this has been amazing. This has been an unprecedented project, and it's just been such a fun ride. So thank you to you guys, and thank you to our co-hosts who tuned in and chimed in. And yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you.
Oh, love you too, Dom.
Yes.
That time, listen. Hey, yeah, I ditto everything Jena said. Kathia is great about bringing people together around a variety of things, and we're all so busy. And I remember our initial conversations about how often and what day and what time, and it was so hard for us to squeeze it in amongst everything else we got going on. But I'm telling you, there's no better way to end my week than with y'all. So I look forward, and y'all keep following us on Instagram. Keep subscribing to our YouTube channel, because we might do some special episodes as things come up. We might
talk about it.
Yeah.
So I would just say, just because it's our official season finale of our bi-weekly recordings, we may be jumping out there as things come up. And I love y'all.
Ditto to all of that. I thank y'all. Thank all of y'all. Seriously, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Kathia. Thank you, Jena. Thank you, Shalena. Thank you to all of our wonderful co-hosts and the
Come on, 4 different shades of black.
No, I just think about all the funny moments that we had on this show, and it's been really, really an amazing ride. So looking forward to all the things to come.
Well, I'll just say this, so y'all know, I'm fun, but I'm super low key. So this has really made me like have to kind of step out of my box. But I thought that the people around me are just so amazing. Like, we really have to start doing different things together. And I'm so glad that y'all are here with me doing this. Rashida said thanks for organizing the cookout.
Yes.
Are we all invited? Like,
we were invited to the cook now. We already
Once COVID is over, like, for real, we got to have an SSTV party or something.
For sure.
Yes.
See everybody in person. Come on down to the DMV.
Well, on that note, as always, we're going to go ahead and leave y'all with my boy, Hot Boy.
Who, by the way, has had increased streams of this song and others, right?
Hey.
Yes.
We love y'all. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Cousin Kelly.
Shout out to our Somebody Said Cups.
That's an every little detail custom cup.
My favorite cousin.
She's everybody's favorite cousin.
Niggas watching money plotting, that's my motivation. All these bitches on my mind, that's
everybody hear my part.
Hey,
I'm just trying to do this shit, yeah, for my yard. I'm just trying to do it for the niggas on my team. I'm trying to do this shit and get it all by any means.
hey, okay, Loki.
It's always
Okay,
so
Loki.
good for like hearing a part of the song and everybody like